Welcome everybody, it's Rev. I wanted to do a quick video that's a little bit off topic on how to start enjoying this game a little bit more, and specifically on Dueling Book, because there are a few things that I've picked up that um, I've found really make me enjoy this a lot more, just because Dueling Book can be extraordinarily toxic, and Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those games that I also think has merit and can be very fun played very casually and very competitively. But I do think separating those is really important. So, really, the purpose of this is to kind of tell you some of the things that I do to actually enjoy this game more. Um, and it has to do with really a few things. So, the first thing I want to talk about very briefly is alts. An alt is just an alternate account, and I've found um, I really like having an alt that I can play competitively. And I say, hey, when I'm on this alt, I know I'm not going to have distractions from my family, friends, maybe maybe you work from home and you want to, plan your lunch break, but you only have, time for 20 minutes and you might not be able to finish the match, so you speed things through. So the point of that point being that I think it's really, really good to have really as many alts as you want, but probably two. One very casual alt, and then a competitive alt if you are a competitive player, where your goal is to have the highest win rate, have a high position on ladder, whatever it might be. And then the other one, um, kind of just jumping into some games. Maybe you're playing with distractions. Maybe you want to have a few drinks and play. And I find that really fun. Like sometimes on a Friday night, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hop on my casual alt. I, crack open a beer or two and just want to play. And I don't want to get all sweaty about it. The other thing that I've found is actually a lot more fun than people give credit for is just like jumping into a single. So like people that host on a single, like if I'm like cooking something or throw something in the oven and I know it's going to be ready in like 12 minutes, like just just hop in a single and like just host that up and really this is solo mode. So here's how you do it. You just hit Edison and it's just a single game. There's no siding. Um and it's a lot more fun that way. You are going to run into more casuals with kind of some weird decks like that deck that wins like 30% of the time, but it like rips your face off when it does win, like some Exodia FTK or shit. But so that's my first recommendation is have different accounts for different things because like there are also times when I'm just like not in the mood to take things seriously, or maybe I have a few hours to myself and I want to see how high of a win rate or what streak I can get, and I want to jump on a competitive alt. So that's my first thing. And I'd say secondarily, just as like someone like that um, has a YouTube, like people like randomly spectate my games and like message me and shit in the middle of my games. So I was kind of like forced to make an alt. I find it incredibly annoying. I'd just say from an etiquette perspective, try not to message people while they're playing. Um, I think that's rude. I mean, shoot them a message on Discord or something, and I'd be happy to address any questions you have and help you out. But that's the first thing. So the second thing is some settings. So depending on your alt, there are a few settings to reduce toxicity that I think are like quintessential. So the first one is you can turn off comments on your profile, so nobody can comment on your profile and leave hate messages, which I think you should definitely do. Um, the other one, like especially on your casual alt or something that you're not going to be using from tournaments, and I didn't know this setting existed, was uh, just like allow or disallowing messages. So you can like basically just, well, I'm not going to save this, but turn off messages because what I found, and it's the weirdest fucking thing, like some of these motherfucking bums on Dueling Book, you'll lose and then they'll like message you and still like start talking shit, which is just insane to me. Like fuck off. Like don't talk to me like after the game, first of all. And then second of all, I find it so strange that the messages I receive after a match, it's always when they win. It's like how could you be that sore of a winner? So the one thing I will warn you about is if you are going to play in tournaments or War League or whatever, like format library stuff, you do have to keep these on just because moderators or judges might message you. Sometimes spectators message you if there's a ruling incorrect, so you won't be able to turn this on or turn this off. So you might need to either toggle it or just like on a separate alt turn this off. But this is a lifesaver. Like I can't tell you the amount of times somebody's like sacked me, or maybe even I drew well and just happened to lose, and they like want to stomp on my grave and message me, and this prevents that. So it's really really nice. The other thing that I really like on my casual alt is because it's a casual and I'm like playing weird ass like high roll decks or stuff that isn't win rate oriented, is you can actually turn off the show losses and draws on your profile. So you can uncheck this box, hit save, and then it won't show how much you win or lose. Because I've gotten into a pattern like when I just played on like one account, which was like I wouldn't want to play if I was in a casual mood because it might affect my win rate. But if you just don't care about the losses and you're playing for like the actual experience of the card game, just turn this off. Turn it off. Don't even worry about the losses. So I really like kind of having the flexibility to do that. And then, conversely on a like a try hard alt, you definitely want to be tracking your wins and losses to see like how good you're doing. I know people that have alts for like different decks they use. They'll have like a Blackwing alt, uh like Vayu alt and like a Hero Frog alt, and it kind of helps them track what their win rate is over time with each and how competent they are, their weak spots. But this is another thing, especially for casual alts to keep in mind. So those are the settings. There's other stuff you can kind of toggle on and off in here, but to summarize, I would definitely recommend on a casual just um, removing the losses from your profiles, just so you aren't like tempted to like try hard on your casual alt. And then also, um, these two are lifesavers. Don't allow people to comment on your profile, and then also do not allow people to message you after the game. And I didn't know this was a thing. Like I'm so glad I found this because it just prevents me headache, and like I don't like playing this game and like having people ruin my mood for an hour just because they like throw a tantrum. The other thing I'd say is etiquette. So I'm just going to jump into like a solo match here. Um, I think like a quality of life thing is, and this really goes out to people that are of like mental maturity, which sadly with this community is not many of you. I know that's a shot, but like seriously, some of y'all are fucking weirdos. But just stay out of the chat. Like if you want to, of course say like GLHF, go for it. And but don't engage when people try to bait you in this chat. Like if somebody wants to whine about how you drew, or somebody wants to whine about how you play or the deck you're using, just don't even address it, and just like don't type. Like only gameplay related stuff. Only gameplay related stuff. And I would go as far as saying is even on your end, don't even compliment your opponent on whatever you want to say. Just stay out of the chat. Nothing good happens from chatting. Nothing. I'm telling you. And I know that sounds antisocial, but if you want a social place, go to Discord, make some friends, have some, friendly, casual, friendly matches, but do not type in this chat. The second, I think kind of like actual pro tip with chat is if your opponent is just one of those true psychopaths that just wants to pester you. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it kicked me, but one of those true psychopaths that wants to pester you, um, just tell them that you don't speak English. Just literally just say, like if they're saying, "You're a fucking sacker. I can't believe you drew Black Whirlwind. I can't believe you drew Dark Arm." Just say, sorry, no English. Sorry, no English. And then they 9 times out of 10 will stop messaging you. And then if they keep pestering you, say this, sorry, adding text to Google Translate, and then just wait for 2 minutes, because then they'll get the picture. They'll say, "Oh, this guy actually doesn't speak English. I'm going to stop mouthing off." And they think you're adding shit to Google Translate to try to have a conversation with them, and they don't want to waste their time doing that. So That's my recommendation. Hopefully this helps. So really, just to summarize, I would highly recommend having a handful of alts, depending on like what you're in the mood for, casual stuff. Change those settings that I had mentioned, and then whatever you do, stay out of chat. And I would also say, right when the game's over, boom, you're out of there. Just quit. Just immediately, win or lose, get out of there. Nothing good happens post games. Nothing. It will save you so many headaches. Just boom. Like try to time yourself. See how quickly your ass can get out of there. Just you hit lethal. Watch how fast you say. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Just fucking out. Just get the fuck out of there. Because nothing good happens after the game. If you want to shoot him a quick GG and then bounce, do it. Especially if the person's been respectful during the game. But just get the fuck out of there. So this is some stuff that I think has been really helpful for me to enjoy the game a lot more. Again, this is not educational on helping you get better at the game, but I think it could be educational on how to help you tilt less. And if also you're one of those people that just has to say shit in chat, and just has to get their word in edgewise, shove it up your ass. Fuck you.